Welcome everybody to my Let's Play of Super Mario Kart. It's time for the final cup, the special cup. And we're going to do something special here. We're going to race not with Koopa Troopa, but with Toad. So I guess I'm kind of honoring my older brother who used to play as Toad. So I'm sure his kids will end up watching these videos. So I'll give them a little shout out here to my niece and nephew. Win this cup for them. Speaking of winning, they were doing quite well at sports. My brother said they took up karate, and my niece got first place in a karate event, and my nephew got second. And my niece is also a fairly good swimmer. She's won swim meets. She placed in her school in the chess club. So my nephew does some running, which is why I basically did. I ran cross country in college, so still got some of the old skills. Here's a nice item there, the lightning bolt. I'll get two of them actually in this special cup. As you can see, it shrinks everybody down. It's easy for us to catch them because they move slower when they're small. And if you hit them when they're small, you squish them. And, so, let's get into first place. Speaking of getting first place, I got out there pretty early in the beginning there. I finally timed one of those boosts correctly. So, that was nice. Speaking of I was going to the cross country there. I still run to this day. Not as fast as I once was, but still can hold my own. At the boxing class, we had a 3.5 mile run the other day practice and beat everybody. Even though those kids, most of them are young enough to be my kid. I'm going to be 45 and I'm beating 14, 15, 16-year-olds in a 3.5 mile run. So, although in the boxing ring, they could all just beat me up, so it doesn't really count, I guess. It really would count, so. Reflex of the first to goes, these kids just, they're so fast, and it takes a while for your brain to process things. So, running though is easy, just putting one foot in front of the other. Boxing, you have to worry about like dodging and, reading your opponent and doing feints to mess up with their head to get them off, and then much more complicated. Running one foot in front of the other over a certain amount of distance. We're on the beach again. So we have that one item. If you go to the right there, one item hanging off on its own. But this is one that we wish you have a mushroom at the end or a star or something. Because as you can see, even if we're out in front of the computer, right at the end there, the computer just tends to just appear out of nowhere. They get really aggressive, and they will tend to beat you out at the finish line. Just like that, they'll sneak right up on you. So it's almost like you have to have a mushroom or a star to finish them off. I'm surprised the Yoshi didn't jump that. That's another thing that the computer has. Their characters can have unlimited feathers. You can use feathers to avoid obstacles. I mentioned using the feather to avoid the thwomps in the Star Cup. If somebody shoots a shell at you and it's about to hit you, you can just use a feather to jump it. Other feathers tend to mainly be for doing shortcuts. And now we get a nice little ghost track. We have a feather here. There's a shortcut after the item blocks here. You see there's to the right there, just out, the passageway just juts out just a little bit. You can turn a little tight there and use the feather to jump and skip that one turn. It doesn't save too much time, but if you got good item placement, the track in this area is this little mini corridor right there. Put down the shell there and Banana peel. We had someone wipe out. We got the turtle to wipe out. Who I used to play with. Who I was playing with. Past 3 cups, but yeah, totally worthless shell here in first place. Speaking of first place there, if you noticed, right now, Princess and Toad were tied. We both have 15. If at the end of the cup you're tied with a computer, the game is generous and they'll give it to you. So, they say, for instance, if Princess and I both finished with 33 points at the end of the 5th race, we would get first place. So, the game is nice like that. So, Nintendo being family friendly. So, it's funny. I was just watching Retro Gaming Live TV the other day, and someone was talking about the old Super Nintendo versus Genesis, the console wars, the original console wars. Either like Team Genesis or Team Super Nintendo. And one girl was saying that her family only supported Nintendo because they said that Nintendo was the family-friendly console. I said they had like the rigorous censorship. They got rid of the drug and alcohol type references, religious references. Saw that with Punch Out, the Soda Popinski for the alcohol, and the removal of like choaches from the Dragon Warrior games. And then the big one was the first Mortal Kombat. They didn't have blood in it, and they changed some of the fatalities to be less violent. I think it was still like killing the person, so yeah, it was weird. Like, you can't have blood in this game, but we can still let you kill your opponent, Not killing your opponent, but you can mess your opponent up. The zone in this one, the trap zone, is between this little hole right here. I was a little off, but again, right in the middle there, that's a good place to lay the shell or banana peel down. Oop. Those blocks block me off, but had enough of a lead to finish off first place. Now we're going to go into the iconic map. I think there's one in every single Mario Kart. The Rainbow Road. Interesting, there's a guy, Summoning Salt on YouTube. He does in-depth analysis of like world record speedruns and stuff like that. And he did one on Mario Kart, and he did like a little small episode on the shortcuts of Rainbow Road for Mario 64. Oh, that is Mario Kart 64. So, Rainbow Road, kind of a tough one because once again, we have thwomps. These are electrical thwomps. Can't tell right now because they're still floating in the air. They don't come down until after you start lap 2. But these ones, if you hit them, you will instantly spin out. And if you land on, and of course if they land on you, then they squash you. So, yes, you instantly spin out. Other thwomps, the non-electrical ones, like they just, they hit you and you bounce back. Very trippy stage here. It's hard to see the coins. They always tend to put them on the yellows are. I can't even tell when I'm picking up. Well, you can tell when you pick up coins because the coin will pop up. But I can't tell when I'm about to pick up a coin or not. It just happen to get one. Not a lot of places to use the mushroom. Mushrooms and stars aren't really all that good here, because like I said, both of them increase your speed, and at high speed it's tough to take these turns. Unlike the ghost houses, as you see, Rainbow Road has no, has no guardrails. And we get punished that we, as soon as we get hit, somebody appears right behind us, hits us again, knocks us off. It looks like this is almost going to be a retry, but I get saved with a lightning bolt. Second one. Now everybody's tiny, slow, and able to be squished. Just take our time. Don't want to screw up at the end here. And we finished. Now when you defeat the special cup, yeah, it doesn't matter if it's on the 100cc or the 150cc, you get an ending. So they basically like have all the different characters race and do like a little demo, I guess. And at the end they all have a celebration. But yeah, just like I said, I wasn't gonna get first place in everything. We'll get to see Toad's celebration here. He has super fertilizer. His bottle sprouted a vine. Excellent driving. You're now a Super Mario Kart expert. I doubt I'm a Super Mario Kart expert. I just was able to beat the computer. Against a human, I'd probably lose. Lose really bad. So, actually I was pretty bad. A lot of times I couldn't even beat the computer on like the Mario Kart 8 demo. Like I was saying, they'd have them in like Target and stuff when they were trying to sell the Switch or Walmart. They'd have you can go there and just play the Switch. And I'd sit there and maybe play a game. And yeah, sometimes I wouldn't even come in first place there. So I guess they ramped up the difficulty. But being this is the first one in the series, you know, I guess, you know, you gotta start somewhere, and you don't necessarily know how difficult to make the game. You make it too hard, then people will get, you know, frustrated by it, and they won't buy sequels and play it, you know. So you just gotta find that balance. But Toad, last place. Poor Toad, like I said on that thumbnail, he's the only one who never gets to be in first place when the computer chooses its racers. So, and here we got our racer cast. Koopa Troopa's replaced in the next one, Mario Kart 64 with Wario. I think the drivers there are a little more, they're different than one another, so. Speaking of drivers, let's see the celebrations for the final two drivers, for Donkey Kong Jr. and Bowser. Okay, so these are the heavy guys. They have the fastest top speed, so you see like world records, whether for time trials or you know, speed runs of the game. People are always using those two because they move the fastest. The fact that their slow acceleration doesn't matter because people are really good at doing that, you know, at that competitive level, doing world records. They're good at that, always getting the correct timing to have the super start. So they super start and start with that max speed right away. So Donkey Kong kind of juggles the bottles. And let's see what Bowser does here. The king of the Koopas. I haven't seen the Mario Brothers movie. Apparently in that game, in that movie, they do a Mario Kart thing. He just smashes the bottom and he cheers. So, well, that'll do it for this playthrough of Mario Kart. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.